As we continue the study of who is the Good Shepherd until now, who said, I am the Good Shepherd. Yeshua said it twice in John chapter 10, verse 11 and 14. There cannot be two shepherds, for he never said, I am one of the shepherds, good shepherds. No. This is so important to enjoy the scriptures. God is my witness. I enjoy the word and the scriptures now as has been never before. So much the truth is coming out after being delivered from the false doctrine of Trinity, the doctrine of Trinity, which began in the city of Nicaea, 325 AD. So we, as the Spirit of Truth, as the life-giving Spirit, Yeshua the Messiah continues. There are no two spirits in the Bible. God is Spirit and He is holy, Elohim. John chapter 4 verse 24. That's a divine nature. The divine nature of Elohim is Holy Spirit. The nature of human beings is sinful nature, sinful flesh. Man is flesh. So since there is only one Spirit, the scriptures tell us, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 4, one body, one Spirit, one hope, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, God and Father of all. One. Last time we saw how Philip was guided by the Spirit. Who can that be? The Father and the Son. But then, to what voice they were used to, the Good Shepherd. Who else can guide them? Why did He tell them that I am coming back? I'm not going to leave you as parentless orphans. I'm not going to leave you. So He came as the Spirit of truth. Yeshua came as the life-giving Spirit. Yeshua is operating now as the Comforter, the Paracletos, the Helper, the Advocate, the Guider, the Intercessor. Always remember, the same Yeshua who rose from the dead as life-giving Spirit, Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, one with the Father, is that I and the Father are one. He is one who was outside in his fleshly body before his death. Now he is able to enter his disciples as Spirit. Remember, He said, He is with you all and He shall be in you. In John chapter 14, there is no misunderstanding. There is no confusion. The words are plain and clear. I won't leave you orphans. as orphans. I will come to you. So he guided Philip. He spoke to Philip. I never doubted about the voice. Philip joined with the chariot. That's what he said in chapter 8. To speak to the Ethiopian as well as returning from Jerusalem. The Spirit said to Philip, go and join the chariot. So he went without doubting. Who can this be? Whose voice is this? No, he knew a shepherd's voice. My sheep know my voice. They hear. No doubt. As I said, there are so many people. I heard God speak to me. I heard God said this. These are the things going to happen 2021. Oh, really? Donald Trump is going to come back again. Oh, what happened to your prophecy? Who spoke with you? Was it the Holy Spirit of Yeshua? The Good Shepherd? You heard somebody else. You can be a Bachelor of Theology with credentials, but Doctor of Divinity, that doesn't matter. Today we hear only the voice of the shepherd, nobody else. God, Elohim, spoke in His Son. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 2. In His Son. The Son continues to speak as the Good Shepherd, as the risen Lord, as the life-giving Spirit, as the Spirit of truth, as the Good Shepherd. What more do we want? The one who walked with the disciples at Emmaus Street. The one who ate with them that night. The one who was seen by the apostles in the upper room. The same risen Yeshua, the Holy Spirit. Suddenly, He appeared to them, the same Yeshua. He has not changed, He will not change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same Yeshua. He can appear and disappear. He's the one who cooked meal breakfast for them at the beach. What a sight. So humble. Cooking breakfast for the disciples. So he tells Peter, now chapter 10 verse 19, to go with those three men whom he sent. Yeshua was guiding them. Yeshua was preparing Cornelius' house, and then he went to Peter and told them, come on, go over there, don't question. Who are that? The risen Christ, the Messiah. The risen Christ. So Peter went without doubting. And he said, the Spirit told me in chapter 11 verse 12. Then the city of Antioch, as they were fasting and praying, the Holy Spirit says, separate unto me Saul and Barnabas for the ministry which I have called them. Who said that? The Holy Spirit. Who is that? The risen Christ, the risen Messiah, the Good Shepherd, who said, I'm not going to leave you all. I'm coming to you. I won't leave you as orphans. Allos Parakletos, the same kind, he spoke to them while he was in the flesh. Now he is in the spirit. Can be seen, cannot be seen. He can appear and disappear. So, they were being sent out by the Holy Spirit. Paul and Barnabas, that's chapter 13, verse 4. They laid hands on them. They sent them. The ministry is given by Yeshua, the Messiah, risen Yeshua, the Messiah, the risen Christ. Separate them for the ministry which I have called. No pastor, no prophet, or nobody can say, oh, this is my church and this is my ministry. No. That's lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. So, chapter 13, verse 4, so being sent out by the Holy Spirit, who? The risen Good Shepherd, the Messiah, the same Yeshua, were raised by the Father. No problem. Why bring a third person over here? Most of the Americans, Canadians, and Europeans, the Western mind still holds on to the Nicene doctrine of Trinity. Most of them, not all, most of them, they got out from the Roman Catholic Church, but then not fully. They worship on a Sunday, breaking the fourth commandment. The first covenant, just like Adam broke the covenant in the Garden of Eden. So it goes on. Rebellion goes on. And they have come to the point of focusing on the third person called the Holy Spirit, completely forgetting the Father and the Son. And having only fellowship with the third spirit invented by the Nicaea Christians, fellowshipping with him, praying to him, singing songs to him, holding on to him. And some say, oh, he is my best friend. And completely ignoring the Father and the Son. And telling people the Holy Spirit is the Father of Yeshua. Oh, oh, oh. Listen. Why? Because of the ministry which they hold over these teachers or televangelists, and they see the miracles in their ministry. Oh, it must be true. He says very often, God spoke to me. Which God? Yeshua was talking to the Jews who never heard the voice of Elohim, my Father, at any time, nor seen his form. John chapter 5 verse 37. Never heard his voice. Well, there are so many things to dig in and study and hear what the teacher, who is that? Yeshua the Messiah. You call me teacher? You call me master? Yes, I am. He, rabbi of rabbis. No teacher like Yeshua. And when he taught them, the Bible scholars, the scribes, they were dumbfounded. Look! And they said, who gave this man such wisdom? He is not educated. That's the wisdom of the Father. That was in him. He said, my teaching is not mine. It's him who sent me. John chapter 7 verse 40, 16 and 17. My teaching is not mine. My doctrine, whatever you want to say. So in chapter 13 verse 4, this is being sent out by the Holy Spirit. They went down to Seleucia, and from there they sailed to Cyprus. Now there, even Saul, now he's called Paul, he has become very much used to the shepherd's voice now. All right? So let's see. Chapter 16, with the book of Acts, verse 6. I know not everybody is going to listen to these words. Not everyone, to those it has been given. Unless the Father opens the hand, nobody receives anything. So they went about, Paul and Barnabas, verse 6, they passed through the Phrygian and Galatian region, having been forbidden by the Holy Spirit to speak the word. What word they're going to speak? About creation? No. They're going to speak about the word which Yeshua brought. The message of the kingdom. The word of the kingdom. And as we preach to all nations, Yeshua said, I must go to the other cities also to preach the kingdom. For this purpose I was sent. Luke chapter 4 verse 43. For this purpose I was sent. So they, Paul and Barnabas, were forbidden by the Holy Spirit to speak the word in Asia. Whoa. This broadcast is coming from Asia, a small island called Sri Lanka. They say it's the paradise of the East. Even though we are full of problems, wars and civil wars and all that, but very few know that we have beautiful beaches, you know, in the eastern part, where the broadcast is coming to you from. What happened to the sun? gospel, and they are forbidden by the Holy Spirit. Who is that? Like, there's only one Spirit, the Father and the Son, and the one who speaks to the disciple, the sheep of Yeshua, is Yeshua himself. Why? He is the good shepherd. A foreigner, another spirit, they won't know. The sheep know the voice of the shepherd. And then over here, verse 7, and after they came to Messiah, they were trying to go into Bithynia, and the Spirit of Yeshua, very, very interesting. Anybody wants to really, prayerfully read and pause there, stop your engine. Spirit of Yeshua? Jesus did not permit that. Luke is trying to, what is he saying? He's trying to tell us the same one who stopped them from going to Asia, the Holy Spirit, the risen Yeshua, is the same one over here. They stopped them from going into Bithynia. With the Spirit of Yeshua. The Holy Spirit is the Spirit of Yeshua, the risen Yeshua. Same. Dear brother, sister, if the God gives you Elohim, the revelation and light dawns in you, the book of Acts will turn out to be a different book. It'll be different. You're going to see Yeshua all over the place. Who spoke to all, they will come to that, all the 7 churches. You're going to enjoy it. And you're going to rejoice how Yeshua the Messiah, the risen Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, continues to guide his church with the Father, one Spirit, speaking to them, guiding them, giving them counsel, sometimes appearing and talking to him, especially what happened to Paul. We'll come to all that. So it's not a third spirit who called the Holy Spirit. God the Father and the Son of God as one Holy Spirit, both of them guided, continued their work guiding the church. Until this very day, they will do that. Until the return of Yeshua to earth. And whose voice they will hear? Anyone? The shepherd's voice. God bless you.